All right. Welcome to the first ever Diamond Jim Radio Hour live stream. I'm Diamond Jim.
We have no viewers yet.
That's that's all
Just
right.
letting you know. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, we might as well just start it off.
For posterity.
Yeah. So I'm Diamond Jim. This is Snake. And on the phone, we've got New York State Assembly candidate Adam Bojack.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
Hey, Adam, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
For those
Under the weather.
Adam's a bit under the weather today, but he's a good sport, and he's a dedicated, wannabe public servant, dedicated servant to people he works with already anyway. So, Adam, thanks for joining us. Quickly, kind of, give us the elevator speech, or a little bit longer than elevator speech, because we've got time since we're doing this for a couple hours.
Yeah. Our campaign motto is healthy, housing, affordable, and that means a lot of different things. But healthy, number one, is the New York Health Act. We have enough votes to pass it, but now we need to make sure it gets through the legislature. Housed, whether you are a tenant and you can't pay rent, or you're a homeowner and you can't pay your utilities, the cost of housing is going up and up and up. And that's also part of the affordability, where we have to make sure that people have more money in their pockets in order to pay these bills. And also, we have to just change the structures themselves so that they're not as difficult to deal with. They're not as predatory. So whether that means changing our utilities into public utilities or something like that, then we need to be exploring these options.
Yeah, I mean, we have to do something for the average person, and costs are outrageous, and like public utilities, or I've been, and I think everybody knows this. Snake, we've talked about this, like we talked about municipal broadband for a long time.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing that we've always been a big proponent of, if not statewide, at least in Erie County. One of the big arguments I had was that the federal government and the government has subsidized roadways, canals, railways, any ways that were major transits for commerce, especially interstate commerce. And that is what the internet is now. And yet we feel like it seems like it's crazy to think that, or at least most of the country, that you'd have municipal broadband.
Well, not only that, but public libraries, it takes, you can still go get internet access in a brick and mortar library, but it kind of takes that place as well.
Right. But also
Right.
so many kids
Phone
now.
service.
So many kids now, they're expected to do everything online.
Yep.
For school, for after school activities, if they want to get higher education, all the applications,
Right.
logging into the College Board to see how poorly they did on their SATs because they were too hungover the night
It's
before.
all computer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not just that, but if you want to apply for a job, you're almost certainly doing that on the internet. You're not filling out a paper application anymore. It absolutely needs to be just a service that is provided.
Yeah. I mean, most places, how would you even find out if they had job openings besides the internet, other than personal connections?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's nobody's posted I don't know what the last time I actually held a physical Buffalo News is, but there's no classified that you're looking through to be like, oh, I wonder if somebody's hiring an actuary for Canisius University.
When we were interviewing other towns with municipal broadband, this is 10 years ago, when I was kind of volunteering for the county and that initiative, it helped if you already had a municipal power authority.
Mm-hmm.
They do all the lines. There's a kind of existing infrastructure, and there's something in place there already. So I don't know. That might be nice. It seems like we've got something going for the county now.
Mm-hmm.
Poland Cars is a big advocate of that. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
But it's not a full-fledged service, and I think that would go far.
Yeah. Speaking of,
it's not. This is not a radical idea. There are really red places that do this already.
Yeah.
So the idea that we can't
Chattanooga
do it here is just not true.
Yeah, Chattanooga is a shining example of somebody who's done it well. And I know there's been some concerns of the unions, especially I think CWA, because so they have so many union members.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't mean those union members would necessarily go away. The county, say if the county ran the municipal broadband, already has multiple union contracts. They have Teamsters, they have AFSCME, they have CSEA. There's no reason they couldn't fold CWA into and add them as an additional one, and have them separate and still have CWA members there. Just instead of begging, fucking Verizon to give them 2 pennies, they could talk to the county.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of the leadership, Adam, let's talk about it's a new year in City Hall.
Whoa.
Yes, new year, new day,
Mhm.
and it's exciting for those of us living in Buffalo who are ready to turn the page on 20 years of failed administration and see what somebody who actually cares about the job and is competent can do in there.
Yeah, I mean, for I guess like those of you who don't know, whether you're watching this live or watching it back, Sean Ryan, former New York State Senator, is now mayor of Buffalo.
It's official.
It's official. Adam, I saw you at the inauguration.
Yeah,
slash
that
swearing
was
in.
yeah, that was a very very well done event.
Yeah,
I was very impressed by everything. Obviously, at client hands, can't do any better than that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's about time that like I said, somebody who is going to take it seriously, because I don't think it's very controversial to say that Byron Brown didn't care too much, especially the last 2 years before he quit. So
He was pretty checked out at the
I,
end.
I would I would say last 2 terms, but 2 years is being generous.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, and the client hands very nice. I personally would have done it at Louis, but maybe it was booked.
Has he convinced you yet to go to Batavia Downs? Bet on the ponies a little bit.
Well, I can hear Renegade playing from here.
Sean Ryan, though, the big thing coming up is the looming budget issue, right?
Yeah,
Big old deficit. That's scary.
Yeah, he's going to have a big hole to dig out of
Yeah.
because it seems like as competent as Scanlon was, he was still continuing the same practices that had got us where we are.
Yeah.
So he's going to need to do a lot of a lot of new things that
Well,
haven't
his
been
big
done in a while.
his big solution was selling the parking ramps, right? Which I don't agree with. Chicago did that famously.
yeah,
Regretting it now.
yeah. I mean, that was the report that came out today from the city controller, Barman Williams, that like it looks like the deficit's actually somewhere between 40 to 80 million, depending on
Whoa.
whether the parking ramps are sold.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Adam, it's a lot of the same that Byron Brown was doing, where overestimating revenues, underreporting costs, because cities, like only the federal government can have a structural deficit in their budget. For those you don't know, and so like the city has to their budget they pass has to look balanced on paper.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's, it didn't work out that way for us. And it didn't work out that way for us for a long time in the city of Buffalo, because they kept saying, sales tax, we're definitely going to get like $45 billion in sales tax this year. No problem. Overtime, zero. We never pay overtime. It's never happened.
A lot of cop
Oh, yeah.
overtime right now, right?
Yeah.
10 million in parking tickets, even though they never ticket.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Adam, what's your relationship with former state senator Sean Ryan? Because you're a candidate for office yourself now. So, should you prevail, somebody that you'd be working with?
Yeah, I've got a good relationship with Sean Ryan, and I think that there's going to have to be a lot of assistance from the state to get this ship righted.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be done solely at the city level. I don't think anybody is saying that was an expectation or even a hope. The state has to step in and float the city until Sean can get the balance sheet proper.
Yeah.
So that would certainly be something that I would want to do in the assembly is to help out Buffalo, because it's where I live, and I've been dealing with the lack of services for a long time, and it has to change. So stepping in at the state level to help out has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's already articles floating out there from various publications too, like is the state going to help? And the resounding consensus seems to be like, well, they're going to have to. This is not something like
right.
The city of Buffalo can't tax their way out of this. They can't certainly cut services their way out of this. It's just an impossible amount.
Right, and even if they didn't have that tax cap on how much they could raise it every year, if you did a whole huge tax increase, that would also just ruin people's budgets.
Yeah.
The everyday person. So he's going to have to raise it incrementally every year but there also has to be that help from the state.
Yeah, I mean, and the the problem too is that like you know there's only so many levers when you get to say city government on what taxes you can raise. Yeah, it's, parking tickets and different fees and fines, but you just get a percentage of the sales tax. You don't have any say over what the sales tax is in the city of Buffalo. And so that might be a lever that maybe the city of Buffalo would be interested in trying to. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying, like, as a hypothetical, but like it might be something like, oh, maybe we could increase the sales tax, although that would just drive more retail out to the suburbs. But you don't have that lever as even an option. You have you only have certain things you can try.
You need to do your part and open up your performance cigarette store.
Yeah, one at a time.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll do it. There'll be like 26 miles of stores in a loop, and every quarter mile you can buy another cigarette.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. So you run a quarter mile, and
a cigarette-based economy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it works for the prisons.
Are we in a prison
Yeah,
now?
we're gonna have to be. We're gonna have to come up with new ideas. We're gonna have to be creative. So I think you're on the right track with the cigarettes.
Thank you.
I mean, if we had a prison-based economy, maybe Trump would think that like we're a place that he'd appreciate if we were all prisons.
Yeah.
He might send money here.
Oh. Who knows? Who knows?
As
what's
opposed
going on
to
in that asshole's head.
Yeah, as opposed to what he actually is doing. I'll kind of jump around here, but
Yeah, it's a live stream.
Yeah.
We don't have to follow the structure. We can break the bonds.
Yeah. Structure.
Conventional podcasting.
Yeah.
It's not a podcast. It's a live stream.
It is. Yeah.
It's a whole new territory for
This
us.
is something that would never been done before.
We've got to watch what we say.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Adam. So the federal government announced that New York, among a bunch of other states, all Democratic controlled blue states, the federal government's going to be withholding funding. I mean, first of all, this is a huge, egregious violation of separation of powers and power of the purse. Congress has already approved this funding, but then also these fake ideas of rampant fraud, and that's why they have to withhold billions. It's clearly just punitive against states that didn't vote for Trump.
Yeah.
But it's gonna affect mostly children,
Right.
right? Like, I mean,
Right.
He doesn't care.
Yeah. This
it's
is
sick and
just the
sad.
most punitive, childish administration,
Mhm.
and it just goes further to the point that if the federal government is not going to do their job, we have to do it at the state level.
Right.
And that means making the wealthy pay their fair share in order to fill the gaps and make sure these programs are not disappearing.
Did you see Tim Walt's words yesterday? His little
No.
speech. Well, he's got no fucks left to give, right?
Yeah.
So
It was apparently so the same with the Minneapolis mayor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that today. Well, I don't know. That's heavy stuff right there. I don't know if we want to get into that, but no. Tim Waltz basically saying, I'm pushing forward these social programs. I'm going to take full credit. The Republicans in my state didn't do anything to support it, and he was just like two middle fingers at the president. And I don't know what I would do in that guy's shoes. He's really getting pushed around by the president right now.
I mean, this gets back
Stuff
to
that, and his friends were murdered. So
yeah. I mean,
that sucks.
I think if these states that they're being told, oh, we're just not going to give you the money that you are deserve and need. This is where you're like, you know what? All right, I guess we should we accidentally deleted all the W-4s in the state, and there's no federal tax withholding.
Is there any recourse there? I mean, I would love to withhold my taxes if I could.
I mean, you could.
I don't think it works that way.
I mean, each individual person, because you could go and lie on your W-4.
I guess you could.
You could be like, oh yeah, I have 37 dependents, and so they wouldn't withhold any money.
Well, that's not a federal crime.
I mean,
it's light federal.
Not
crime,
anymore.
Also, like they gutted the IRS and like Doge fired everybody.
Okay,
right? Like one of the things that was going around, the reason
who knows what's going on with that? I mean, they've like they're shadow hiring people back. I don't know what the fuck's
but like
going on.
one of the things going around with when the Epstein files came out, and they said that rather than actually redact the files when they release them electronically, they just changed the text to like black boxes. Reportedly it was because one of the things Doge did was cancel their Adobe contract. So they couldn't actually edit them. So they just had to do that. So
amazing.
Or maybe there's a public servant there who's just like kind of slipping it in. I don't know.
The deep state.
Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, we went a little off track, but
No, I mean, we was talking about
hey, it's a live stream.
yeah, and like I said, like the feds withholding this money, like we already have a city in major trouble, and that they don't get a lot of this federal like this TANF stuff. That's all passed through. That usually goes from the state through the county, and the county disperses it. But like that's gonna have a huge impact. I don't think people realize how enormous an impact that's gonna be on the county, on New York State, like immediately.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to have major trickle effects. I don't want to get Reaganomics and say trickle down, but it's going to have like if your people who receive TANF funding, and we all know that they have like an MPC of basically 100.
Well, the bad stuff trickles down. The good stuff never trickles down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta claw that out of their hands.
And so we were Adam. You were talking about affordability earlier, and now the temporary assistance that's either financial, like actually pure dollars, or it's food grants or food stamps traditionally, as had been known as. These things like just going to make it even harder and more unaffordable for people, and you're going to end up with more people in housing court, more evictions, more people who can't afford the rent, because like nothing's getting cheaper, and now the federal government's intentionally withholding resources, especially like I said, from families with children.
Yeah, and I do want to go back to what you were saying about how none of this is legal, and it's insane that there's not more opposition to this, just in Congress or otherwise, just because I think it goes to show that if you just bombard people from all different angles every single day with all this garbage and just you just every single thing you do is just so offensive and ruins their lives, it takes the fight out of people because you can't fight back in every single way. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, it's also it shows how with over like the last half of the 20th century, especially the growing power of the presidential office, that like all the rules that we had were just kind of like suggestions that we hoped everybody like followed, because like Democrats at the national level seem to be like, oh well, like they're saying like most of them are saying like kind of like, oh, I can't believe he's doing this, and like, well, we'll sue him.
Well, everyone bought into kayfabe, right?
But he ignores the courts anyways.
Yeah.
So like you just have a bunch of people at the federal side going like, hey guys, hey, like let's follow the rules. And you've got somebody who's like, nah, eat shit. Like I'm never doing that. And like
Right.
you can win in the courts every single time over and over and over again. But if they just keep ignoring you, and you don't. I mean, I get it.
And
It feels
I
helpless.
think it's important to point out also that the lower courts are overwhelmingly against the Trump administration.
Mhm.
It's only the Supreme Court that steps in
Yeah.
and says,
Yeah.
"Oh, no, he's
Right.
allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Don't step on his toes."
I mean, I guess
Every other court is like, even Trump appointees and Reagan appointees and like Bush appointees are like, "No, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Stop."
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, I guess there is there's going to be a vote on continuing funding coming up soon. I was not happy with last time the Democrats caved.
Yeah.
I would be even more furious this time, given what's going on, because like they caved last time on the hey we'll consider it idea, which notably for people around here, Chris Jacobs, when he had a press conference saying that he would think about considering gun reform if somebody else brought it up.
Yeah, they shot him out of a trebuchet.
A week later, he had to resign from
Mhm.
Congress because that was too much for the Republicans. Like I said, like he never said he was going to write gun reform. Somebody else would have to do it. He didn't say he would definitely consider it, or he said he would think about considering it if somebody else brought it up, which is like the least. Like you cannot be basically anymore. I don't actually want to do this.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, like he ended up in Sault Ste. Marie from when they launched him out of here.
Yeah, and you got to give it to the Republican Party that they actually do hold their people accountable.
Well, they
Like
all except for one,
Well, right.
which just happens to be the main one. So You know what? Before we get into other stuff that's going to make us angry,
Yeah.
how about them Sabres?
Yeah, I was
Oh, man.
gonna veer off into sports. We got a few things that I want to.
Yeah.
You know, if people don't know, our assembly candidate here, Adam Bojack, he is an actual person. He is just sick today. He is not just floating text.
Yeah.
Um,
I am not a cat.
True.
he's not a cat either. He's a big sports guy. He's a big sports head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adam.
Oh, yeah. I was at the Columbus game. Naturally, the one I went to was the one they lost.
You
Broke
you
the
were in
10-game winning
Columbus?
streak. Yeah, my buddies and I went to Columbus. And
Oh.
then we went to the Bills game the next day up here in Buffalo.
Nice. I was in Columbus in March. I'm wearing the sweatshirt for the Arnold Classic. I took my niece and nephew to the strongman, strongwoman competition. It's a decent town. It gets a lot of shit. I think it's okay for a weekend.
The only time I've ever been in Columbus was I was driving back from Indianapolis
Yeah.
when I was working for David Adams,
Mm-hmm.
and we had been driving basically all day from Indianapolis because we had worked all day and then drove from Indianapolis to Columbus. It's not that far of a drive.
Yeah.
So we went to the hotel and I basically immediately fell asleep, woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, got into the truck and drove to Buffalo. So that is my Columbus experience.
You know, when we were
I
there,
didn't even eat there.
Oh my God! When we were there last year, the Columbus they did play a home game. We were right by the arena, but they were not playing at the arena. They were playing wherever the hell the Buckeyes play.
Oh,
it was,
yeah.
it was the outdoor game.
The horseshoe.
Yeah, the horseshoe. So
Oh.
I was like, well, shit.
I will say the drive from Indianapolis to Columbus might be the worst drive.
It's probably not great.
It's right up there with like the Utica to Albany section of the 90.
Well, hold on. How many biblical billboards were there on the way, Adam?
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about how much Ohio loves those.
Yeah, you don't get that in this state.
No.
Jim.
Well, not that part.
Yeah.
Maybe like along like 87,
Yeah, maybe,
some parts of it,
maybe.
but not even too much down there.
Yeah. So yeah, they laid an egg in Columbus. Unfortunately, I'm sorry you had to witness that. But
Well,
you know
I
the
will say
the
that
streak had to
that
come
was
to an end.
just. I will say that was just us regressing to the mean
Yeah,
because we had been on a heater as far as our shooting percentage and our saving percentage.
yeah,
And both of those just kind of crapped the bed at the same time
they did.
because it was an even game. They just kept scoring and we did.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad as that Devils Islanders game last night.
Oh no!
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see the result.
Islanders won
9-0.
9-0
Oh, is that right?
on 25 shots.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and Jersey had 46.
Yeah.
with 0 goals.
Whatever the opposite of getting goalied is, that's what happened.
Well, it was also only one goalie. They never pulled him.
Actually, I think I did hear about this, and there was a reason. I think there was like, I don't know, maybe
Because they hate his fucking guts.
Well, that might be part of it. Yeah, that's right. I
mean,
I don't know if there was a lack of a goalie or they
Yeah,
needed
I mean,
they needed someone else in the tank for
Lo-
the next
He's
game.
gonna want to trade like Patrick Waugh.
He-
now.
Well,
Yeah, right.
wait, Patrick Waugh was there, obviously,
Yeah, that's right.
and even
Oh, he's having PTSD.
yeah, and even Henrik Lundqvist on the broadcast was like, I think you should support your goalie and pull him at a certain point.
He
Like,
should have. That was brutal.
yeah,
What a brutal thing to do to your goalie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
but no, Sabres. I mean, we're on the warpath.
Yeah, they came back last night. It was a good game. Little
Yeah.
scare in the fourth or third period with 4 or so minutes left.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But you know, the only thing they got lacking really is, I mean, they have their defensive stumbles. They still have a little bit of a problem turning over on the blue line, Tage Thompson. But you know, I'll forgive him because he's my sweet boy.
yeah, and his upside is so good.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you know,
is.
you have to forgive some of your offensive talent.
And the power play. You know, they
Yeah.
fixed the PK, but the power play.
Power play is
Just
awful.
yeah, I mean Zucker's back now.
Mhm.
He needed a game to get back into the swing of things, hopefully.
Yeah, you know, and like understandably, Darlene's had to miss some time this year.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm giving him some slack this whole year.
Yeah.
Darlene.
And so like it's tough. Like, you know, power play is certainly one of those things you want to be in a rhythm.
Yeah.
And when your best player on your team and somebody who's definitely the person who should be running your power play has to like do these starts and stops and has to miss time occasionally, that's going to break up your rhythm.
So what dark magic did Kevin Adams have on the team that,
yeah.
that got instantly pulled once even the rumors of his
Well, you know,
firing-
it's as soon as they got rid of him,
Yeah.
I was
The
driving.
sunshine
I-
came out.
I was driving down
Birds started
Seneca
chirping.
Street, and well, sunshine came out, birds started chirping, and I saw the smallest of palm trees start to grow on Seneca Street.
Seneca Street.
Yeah,
There we go.
Through like pavement.
yeah, yeah, like, yeah.
Wow.
That's right in front of Dotondo.
Be a good place for it.
Yeah, a palm tree grows in Buffalo was the name of my book.
Maybe like an overabundance of like red sauce
Yeah, it's-
helps.
they just sent him back to Clarence, Kevin Adams.
He's just God. I just felt even me. I'm a fan, obviously, of the Sabres. Don't work for the organization. It felt like there was a weight lifted off me.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam?
Yeah, it was just the vibes. You could just tell the vibes were terrible.
Yeah.
And it's funny though, because he still was there for the first 3 wins of that 10-game win streak. They
But-
fired him.
But the rumors had
After they were already
started.
winning.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me like the kind of vibes, like the weight is like, pretty much everybody knows that like he was willing to be Pagula's yes man
Yeah.
and whatever he
Right.
said. And so like if you've ever had like a really bad boss who doesn't do anything on their own, they're just always going to report everything up,
Right.
and you feel like
Right.
you have no
You
confidence
got
in
to
them
have a layer
whatsoever.
of support.
Right. So you have no confidence. There, like, there's nothing. There's no confidentiality. Like, you just have this person who is not making any of their own decisions and just running everything up, and all their decisions are actually just being run down at you. And whether that was true or not, that is what basically the entire perception was about Kevin Adams.
Yeah.
If not immediately at the beginning, certainly by the end. And I'm sure that also had impact on the players.
You ever see
Oh, yeah.
that kids game picture of him? That drawing? You
No.
ever see that? He's got like this, I don't know, this bald dome and these messed up teeth. It's like every time I think of him, it's in that kid's drawing. It's out there on the Sabres website. Look it up.
Did kids drawing? Zach Benson did it.
maybe it was him.
Zachary Benson the last 10 games.
Sorry, Adam. I think I cut you off.
Oh no. I'm just excited that we are actually interesting again.
Yeah.
Because there's certainly no guarantee we'll make the playoffs, but we're right there.
Yeah.
On the Sabres Reddit, we're following, the standings. We're following the games and everything now. So it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you actually want to tune in and pay attention to the games now.
It's such a weird year with the conference, the conference the way it is. It's
With
just
both
so tight.
conferences being so weird.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Eastern Conference, like where everybody's basically 500,
Yeah.
and the Pacific Division and the Western Conference,
yeah,
where
4 teams. And
where every single team has a negative goal differential, including the
right.
first place Vegas Golden Knights
Avs are first.
That's
in
the
the
sen-
conference.
in the conference.
Yeah.
Just the Pacific Division.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, the Pacific Division.
Okay, sorry.
Every single team has a negative goal differential, including
Yeah, I
including the
gotcha.
Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
it must be the top 3. The Avalanche, Stars, and Wild are just beating up on everybody else,
hmm
and then
And the
also
Eastern
East
Conference.
is beating up on the West.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Avs have 3 losses in regulation.
It's crazy. It's insane.
It's like it's video game numbers how they're winning and losing right now.
Yeah, the gap from because I have the standings up right here. The gap from first to last in the West is 34 points. In the East, it is 12.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's up to 12 now.
Yeah, right. And if you take out the Avalanche because they're just so ridiculous, it's still 23 points from first to last. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and Dallas is super good. I mean, I guess now we're on a hockey tangent.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dallas,
Before we stop, I have a theory as to why Kevin Adams finally got the axe and it wasn't done prior to the season starting. I think Terry Pagula was looking for either some kind of date benchmark or monetary financial benchmark. Like, the reason he brought him in is to be a hatchet man. He needed to help pay for his stadium, and he needed to pay for a yacht, I guess. And I think he hit a number, and he's like, well, I can start competing again. Let's bring someone real in.
I thought it was that for Christmas this year, Terry got him a Malort advent calendar, and Kevin was not drinking his Malort every day.
Oh, okay.
He was only like once every 3 days he was drinking.
Yeah.
But as I was going to say, speaking of Dallas, let's talk about USA Hockey.
All right, keep going. I got to fix the stream. I think there's lag.
Okay. Adam, again, you're a big hockey fan, big sports fan. Are you looking forward to the Olympics on what apparently is going to be a sheet of ice roughly the same size as like the outdoor rink at Como Park?
Yeah. Yeah. My wife and I look forward to the Olympics every time. And it's funny. Apparently this time around we have fewer Olympians on the Sabres than when we were in 2014, the last time the players were allowed in the Olympics, and that team was god awful, and somehow there were 4 Olympians on it.
Well, I mean, some of those people are still Olympians; they're just not on the Sabres anymore, like Yoko Haru.
Right, right.
But like, so like, what is going on with USA Hockey? Where like, oh, Jason Robertson, easily the best American-born forward on earth right now. Definitely don't need him. Adam
Yeah,
Fox,
I
Adam Fox, probably the best American-born defenseman playing right now. Definitely don't need him.
it's crazy. I think Bill Guerin is outthinking himself. Like, well, we got to fill roles. Like, no, you don't. Just bring the best players. What's wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Right, like you have to fill roles if you're the Minnesota Wild because there's a salary cap and you just can't bring like the 25 best players in the world with you. For the Olympics, you just get to pick whoever you have for your country. Could you imagine if like Argentina for the World Cup was like, look, Messi, you know what, we want to go with a more defensive style this year, so we're leaving you home. Like
Yeah,
you're a very good player. Everybody's saying it, but we just want to leave you home. I mean, I'm not saying that
it's
Jason
crazy.
Robertson, like Leo Messi, is obviously in the conversation of like greatest soccer footballers ever. Jason Robertson is not close to that conversation. He's not necessarily even in the conversation for greatest American-born hockey players ever yet. Maybe he gets there, but he's easily, I think, the number one American-born hockey player in the world right now. At least skater. I don't know about. Maybe if we start talking goaltenders, maybe that's not the case.
No, he's number 8 in the league in points right now.
Yeah, and like his goals, like all the advanced stats say he's even better than that.
Yeah,
And
that
so
was
it's just
that's a baffling.
it's just
That,
I mean, and that's not even like we're talking about Robertson and Fox. Those are obviously two big ones, but like Cole Caulfield not being on the team for like somebody like Vincent Trocheck, like what the hell's going on? Like this is crazy. Like, could you imagine, in Vancouver
I don't know
if
how Vincent Trocheck cannot keep getting away with this.
it's, somebody should Trocheck what he has on Bill Guerin. Uh,
Yeah, right.
but you can imagine like if when Vancouver came around, if US was like, look, Ryan Miller, we're not taking you as the American goaltender. Again, like our style of play, we like, you're the best goaltender, but I think if we had you back there, the guys wouldn't be gritty enough. It's only the Olympics. Why would they try hard?
It's crazy.
Yeah, just insane to me that that they wouldn't be like, oh, we'll just take the best players. Like, I mean, I don't get that, and I agree with you. I think they're overthinking it. I saw there was an ESPN article where like they they were talking like, do they think that like maybe kind of like USA Hockey is like, well, when we won in 1980, we didn't have the best team, but we had like as far as like, but the best players, but we had the best quote unquote idea of a team, and that's what we need to do. And I'm like, okay, it's been almost 50 fucking years. Like maybe just bring your best players from now on.
Yeah.
So, right, Snake, do you want to take a pause
With you.
for?
Yeah, let's take a pause.
All right, we're gonna take a pause for a minute, Adam, if that's okay with you, while we figure out some of these technical difficulties.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. It's a live stream.
Yeah. Adam, you want a beer? I got a bottle of Malort here for you.
Oh, I can't imagine that would make you feel any better.
Well, maybe it would get all the ill humors out of you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll right back.
All right. Beer break, bathroom break. Getting my underpowered PC ready break.
Had to get to the local cigarette stop on the marathon.
That's right.
So Adam, you back with us?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So let's talk about the 149th Assembly District. I hear you're familiar with it.
Oh sure.
Sure. For those who
Yeah,
why don't you tell everybody
yeah. I was gonna say,
what it consists of?
yeah, so it has the entire town of Hamburg and all the places inside there, Lakeview, Blaisdell, etc. Has a little sliver of Lackawanna, which then connects it to the west side of Buffalo, everything west of Delaware up to about Forest, and then some of Black Rock and Riverside.
Yeah. It's currently represented by John Rivera, who's running for state senate to replace Sean Ryan. That's a issue we'll talk about at a different time. But Adam, you are one of 4 officially declared candidates now, right, for the 149th Assembly?
Yes, I believe the 4th officially declared today. That would have been Alexander Burgos.
Yeah. So it's quite the quite the race. How is it going for you?
Oh, we're really excited about the momentum that we have. We have put together a great team. Obviously, full disclosure, you were a part of that team.
Yes.
But the team has been just doing outstanding work. The youths, I'm sure you've noticed, are extremely talented.
Yeah, they are all right.
Yeah, and they're getting the message out there on social media and just making a lot of really important relationships in the community, whether it's labor or otherwise, because I think that's how we're going to win, is knowing that we are working hand in hand with working people, because that's really what this campaign is about, is the working families, the working people of Western New York.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, you are endorsed by, so far, Buffalo branch of DSA, or the Buffalo chapter, and it's been a while since DSA's endorsed somebody, at least the local chapter.
Yeah, they haven't done any specific electoral campaign since India Walton in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time for the chapter, because I've been a long time member of the chapter as well.
Me too.
I think it's time for us to get back into that arena.
I've been a member for a very long time. It's about a week now.
Yeah, we knew we'd get you eventually.
Yeah. And you're going after the state DSA endorsement as well, correct?
It's the national endorsement. So the
national
organization. Yeah.
But and I mean, yeah, and you've talked about you earlier when you first introduced yourself about some of the platforms things are going on. But I know you've been out canvassing already because, like we said, I'm part of the team. What are you hearing on the streets? What are you seeing out there? What's the word?
Yeah, we've gone out a couple times already, and knocking doors in December, you'd think it's going to be tough, but we had probably 15 to 18 people both times, and getting really good responses. We have the 1 through 5 system, where a 3 is a person who doesn't really have a position yet, as far as supporting or not. And I'd say, most of the people we're talking to right now are 3s, but when we do have somebody taking a position, they're strongly with us. So it is really important that we continue to have those conversations and get out talking to the community, because you can post on the internet all day, but that's not going to win you a race. You have to actually be talking to people. So
yeah, especially these local races where it's tough for a congressional race. Most congressional races, certainly tough for like a U.S. Senate race or something larger, where like it's just gonna be hard to touch that many people. But even in those races, they have people out. They have local chapters doing outreach, talking to people, because like you said, like most people are 3s, are just right in the middle. That doesn't mean that they don't even say, oh, I don't care one way or the other about what you're saying that you want to do or what you care about, what your platform is. They just don't know. And so like you need to talk to them about your platform. Yeah.
It's just the first time we've talked to them, and the perfect campaign would be talking to them more than once. We get back to them again and maybe call them on the phone during one of our phone banks in the future. and see if they've changed their minds. Try to bring them into the fold.
So I guess we should talk about, so the other, you mentioned Alex Burgos announced today. Yesterday, Karen Hoke out of Hamburg announced that she is officially running. And then the other person who was also early days with you back in like October, November is Kevin Deese.
Right. Yeah. So it's a very interesting field. And I think the most important thing I can say is that we're not going to be, going after anybody personally
Mhm.
or attacking them. It's not going to be I don't think that'd be a helpful thing to do, because honestly, these are good people.
Yeah.
I know them personally, and it's it's going to be important to maintain relationships afterward, no matter what happens. So um, the 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 big thing for me is I want to bring people in who are kind of turned off by local party politics and bring people back. So you have a uniter, not a divider. So yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I think as far as what each one is saying, I'm not sure there's a ton of difference. I think that's what I would say at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, and it's basically intramurals at this, so, and that's why, like, yeah, like I said, like, again, like you, I know everybody, no ill will, hard feelings towards anybody, and I think I hope it's going to continue to be a pretty clean race between everybody, and that people just kind of like, hey, here's our ideas, if you like them, vote for us, and not get too negative. But yeah, I mean, I think it's exciting for people when they see open primaries like this. I mean, there's been a lot of complaints recently, over the last couple of years, including of a lack of transparency or lack of actual small d democracy in the area, and the potential to have a wide open 4-person or maybe more race for assembly. Well, for you and I, like me working on your campaign right now, I wish it weren't the case. It's a little bit
Oh,
more
sure.
nerve wracking. But as somebody who is a proponent of small d democracy, it's good to see. It's like that's what you'd like to have.
Yeah, 100%. And we're still not sure if there is going to be any sort of ECDC endorsement in
Hmm.
this race. So I would prefer that there isn't, just so that we can all just go out there and make our cases to the people,
Yeah.
rather than having even if it were for me, I don't probably wouldn't be right to put the finger on the scale for me like that if they were to endorse. So yeah, I think leaving it open, a true open primary, is the best way forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a fair, and I think again, like, it's appreciative of what's actually democracy. Um, Speaking of actual democracy, I just got a text on my phone. So every so often, I don't know who it is, but some people sign me up for like right-wing text messaging
Oh,
groups.
and what'd you get?
I just got that. It's funny that the way it's worded, it's like, whatever you're doing right now, stop, or whatever you're doing right now can wait.
Oh,
President Trump boils down the importance of the importance of this year down into one succinct sentence. First of all,
what if you're doing heart surgery?
even if the whatever I'm doing right now can wait, even if that wasn't, if that was true,
Yeah.
there's no way it could be less, or that the second sentence could be more true,
Yeah.
which is that President Trump has boiled something down to one succinct any statement. He's the most rambling son of a bitch who's ever lived.
God. Ramble mumbles.
Yeah, he's not known for being succinct.
Yeah, I don't. So whoever it is that signs me up, I no longer reply stop, because then I just get them all day. Like, they just keep signing me back up. They must get notified that I said stop, and they just keep signing me up, and I'll get them nonstop all day.
Well, can you reply back with some images or something like that?
I just blocked the number.
Oh, there you go.
So it's eventually, like, people are gonna not be unable to call me because they're not gonna be associated with the National Republican Party. Because I'll just have blocked like 6 billion numbers. So, but yeah, no. So we would, Adam, the 149th. We got your 4 candidates right now. That gets a little bit more of the breakdown there. So, like we mentioned, Karen Hook's from Hamburg. You and the other 2 are all in the city. It is, like you said, Hamburg and the city with a little bit of Lackawanna.
Now, what's the map look like? Is that majority city or is it half-half? Or
So it's interesting. I think it's the majority city,
there's a little sliver of Lackawanna, right?
right?
Yeah.
And it's voter wise majority city.
Mhm.
Democratic primary majority city. Although I think weighted vote for the Democratic committee somehow like majority Hamburg.
Okay.
That might be incorrect, but it's something like that.
Mhm.
And so it's interesting. It's gonna be tough with 3 people from the city running as one person from Hamburg.
Yeah.
Of course, that's like Adam, that's announced candidates right now. The petition process hasn't started.
Right.
I mean, I guess pulling things back for a little bit for people. So all the candidates running have said that they're going to go for the state's matching funds program.
Mhm.
But Adam is you can't actually take any of that money until April, the matching funds,
Yeah.
because nobody's eligible to take that money until after the challenge process to your petitions
Right.
is over. So
Makes sense.
you can't actually have any access to money until you're definitely going to be on the ballot.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I remember when we learned that, like, oh, that does make a lot of sense, So you can't just raise a bunch of money and walk away.
And
Right.
Then have free dinner the rest of your life.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
These were fundraising expenses. That's I need to get this hot dog tower.
Yeah.
That's
Hot dog tower.
yeah. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, it's like a seafood tower, but it's like different hot dog styles.
What's it? Some fast food joint? or-
Chicago something.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that
Um,
makes sense.
Yeah,
Say
that's
no
that's
more, yeah.
yeah. I mean, for matching funds, and it's just me going to Bison's games doing 999 every day.
That would catch up to you.
Yeah, it wouldn't take long.
No.
So,
Well, it's I should take the opportunity to tell any of the people watching or listening that if you are in the district, if John Rivera is your assembly person, your donation will be matched by the state up to 12 times.
right.
So please donate to our campaign. It's a people-powered campaign, and we won't be able to do it without you. So
Mhm.
yeah, chuck us a few dollars, and it goes a long way.
So
Yeah.
your dollar is amplified right now.
Yeah, any donation as small as even $5 is eligible for matching funds if you're in the district.
I feel like I'm on PBS right now.
Up to 250.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Gallagher Foundation, or whatever it is?
Big Gallagher Foundation.
Yeah, yeah. Am I thinking about that HBO show? That's
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
It's too obscure a reference for
Yeah.
me.
But no. Yeah. Up to like a little as low as $5 is eligible for matching, up to 250 for the full matching amount. And then even if you want to give more than 250, you can give up to 1,050 before you stop the matching. But if you want to give more than 1,050, you can give up, I think, the 3,300 for an assembly campaign. So for those of you listening who have a lot of returnables you have to take back,
Yeah. Do you think maybe you can accept cans for your campaign?
as
Is that
long
something you can do?
as long as they're appropriately sourced and they have like their place of residence and their work address on there.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important, Jim, to touch on the petitioning because,
Mhm.
yeah, there can be a lot of people that want to run for office, but petitioning is where, the wheat is separated from the chaff
Yeah.
because that starts, a little over a month from now in February. You got to go out there and knock doors and get
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of signatures. That takes a team. That takes infrastructure. I know that we have that, and so it'll be difficult for people who might not have that to get those signatures. So,
Yeah, I mean, for a Democratic candidate in the 149th, they're going to need at least 500 signatures from registered Democrats. So, yeah, there remains to be seen that when you have this many candidates, one of the reasons why you don't have in New York State, at least, often this many people running in a primary is because there's just so much infrastructure that goes around, and so you don't have people who qualify getting enough petition signatures often. And so yeah, and then those Democratic signatures are in addition to any minor party lines. So like if anybody's going after working families.
Yeah.
So
right.
It is for those who are asking. It's a pretty strongly Democratic district, pretty strong D, even with the entire town of Hamburg in it.
Mm.
And so yeah, we'll see. But I mean, speaking of things going on, in the assembly right now and things going on in New York State government, Adam, let's talk about the New York Health Act.
Yeah, what's going
Oh
on?
yeah, especially being sick today. It's never been more
Yeah.
important to me.
Um,
But the New York Health Act is for those that don't know, is a single payer universal healthcare system at the state level. There are a lot of states who couldn't pull that off, but New York is certainly one of them. We're one of the richest states, and we have the ability to do this. And it also it would be actually cheaper than the current system. The current system is insanely expensive with all the private insurers adding all these unnecessary costs. So, they're stepping in the middle and just in between you and your doctor and just creating no value whatsoever. They're just making things more difficult. So, passing the New York Health Act is a no-brainer. It would be it would also have a transition, a just jobs transition for anybody who's currently working in that field, because obviously you don't want people to lose their jobs because we're overhauling the system. So they would be able to be brought into the new system because they would still be needed, right? As we just go from a private insurer to a public insurer, you're still
luckily,
going to need those employees.
luckily, with all the corporate consolidation going on right now, they're doing that kind of work for us, right? Just hey, move over to a public role.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's getting to that point.
It's based on what assembly people and senators say, it has enough votes to pass. And so we need to be putting some pressure on the people who actually bring these up for a vote. That's the difficult part.
Well, there's some trepidation around it. Can you name off some of the reasons why otherwise left-leaning Dem and in state politics would be for this but be hesitant to vote for it?
I think a lot of it is also just a lot of people might be getting donations from the insurers or the people that work for those corporations, and they don't want to piss off their donors. That's certainly part of it as well.
Yeah. Well, some of the other reasons I've heard are, we don't want it to fail and then it'll never happen.
Right.
There's a federal law against, working with other states to create a larger system, which would further reduce risk. What else is there? I mean,
yeah, I mean the big one,
the jobs thing is huge.
Yeah,
right?
and one of the big ones, yeah, like you said, is like, there's going to have to be a transition period that, and especially initially, that transition period is going to be hard. And there's going to be some difficulties. There's going to be a lot of growing pains, and there's going to be an inclination for some people to immediately say this has failed and not give it time.
There's under the current administration, there's going to be federal pressure for it to fail.
Yes,
they're going to hate it.
Yep.
So there's going to be stiff opposition against this.
And
New York is a rich state, but I don't think it'll be easy. But that's not a reason not to vote for it.
Right. Because like one of the things that some people
it's the right thing to do
don't seem to like grasp on, like oh well, how can we afford to put all these people on like a government run health insurance, or the government's going to pay for them through their taxes?
Yeah.
Well, throughout a lot of parts of New York State, your largest employers in different counties are the SUNY programs and the state government and the county governments.
Yeah.
Those are people where already your tax dollars are going towards paying towards their insurance premiums.
That's true.
And so it's just, you're going to be adding some more people. One of the other good things is like, this is done successfully. It also could reverse a lot of the population drain that New York State's seen.
Yeah. That it could attract people here. You're right.
Population drain hasn't really affected New York City. Maybe New York City hasn't grown as fast as maybe you would think it would, but it hasn't really affected that. But certainly could help revitalize a lot of the upstate areas. That's come to Utica. We got chicken riggies and health insurance.
Right.
Yeah. It's something that I think the benefits greatly outweigh any potential negatives, because those are potential negatives, right? It's certainly something where we'd have to make sure it's funded. We have seen good bills pass in this state that don't get funded to the extent that they need, and so those programs don't work. So, yeah, any passage of that New York Health Act would have to be coupled with significant spending in order to,
Mhm.
to make sure it gets the best chance to succeed.
Yeah.
And that's gonna have to be, the rich paying their fair share.
Yeah.
Higher corporate taxes,
Yeah.
higher
Higher
income
top
taxes
end
for the
income
top
taxes. Yeah.
brackets.
If
Yeah.
there are any left now that Zoran is mayor of New York City,
Yeah,
they're
they've
all
they all
moving
moved.
out in droves. They're packing their bindle and they're moving south,
Yeah.
right?
They got their pockets inside out, like
Well, I will
like the
say,
Monopoly man at
my-
Community Chest.
My oh, excuse me. My big thing is capital gains taxes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The idea that one person can work their butt off for 40 hours a week and make whatever amount of money. Let's just say they make 100 grand a year, and then some other guy was he inherited a bunch of stocks from his dad. He makes 100 grand in interest on those every year, or passive income, not interest, but passive income. And he doesn't have to work at all, and he actually gets taxed at a lower rate
Mhm.
than the guy who works his ass off. That's ridiculous.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand, the idea of incentivizing investment, but also like, don't punish people who are trying to work and live, to do
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing with taxes is I will say Andrew Yang was kind of goofy, but the one thing he did bring up that was helpful is that you have to have a taxable event in order to tax things, right?
Mhm.
And so trying to find a way to tax people in a new way is difficult. So we're a wealth tax or something like that.
Yeah, wealth
It-
taxes are notoriously difficult to enact or improve. But like, you talked about, like, so like, but the New York Health Act, though, it approaches two of the things you talked about for your campaign, like, a healthier New York with the New York Health Act, but also it dramatically impacts affordability for people.
Right.
For a lot of people who are, for the vast majority of people who are working, the largest probably single deduction that comes out of a lot of their paychecks, for the majority of the working class, especially under a certain income threshold, is their insurance premium, which doesn't mean that they don't also have high deductibles, and so that their health costs are incredibly high. And that's if they're a single adult individual. If you start throwing children into the mix, it becomes even more incredible. And they're all everybody's one accident or traumatic event away from bankruptcy.
Right.
And
And another,
sorry.
I was gonna say another thing that people might not think of is how benefits for one person of a family can trap other people in that family.
Mhm.
Talking to many of my low income family court clients, there are I can tell you many times where they said I would leave and move out, but I can't because that's where I get my health insurance,
Right.
from that guy.
Yeah.
So people will stay in abusive relationships because they can't afford to move out.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the politics guys. How does something like this come about for as a ballot initiative instead of something that's got to go say to the governor for a passing or a veto?
I mean,
is there a process for that, or I don't know anything about it?
So I mean, I'm not quite sure. My understanding,
more of a direct democracy approach.
Yeah, my understanding is that for a lot of the New York State ballot initiatives, and this could be incorrect, like there has to be like a certain maximal cost impact on the state.
Okay.
Or else it has to be handled by the legislature
Gotcha.
and the governor.
There's a threshold.
So and New York Health Act obviously there'd be a huge encumbrance on how much it would cost impact. So something like last year, they're like, hey, somebody accidentally stole some of the state land, but they're going to give us other land, and it would be state land now. And it's a whoopsie doodle. Nobody's really noticed, but it doesn't cost anything to do this.
Yeah.
The only thing it cost was the ink to print out these ballots.
Right.
That's one thing. Another thing, you're like, hey, what if we gave 25 million people health insurance? Might be a little bit different.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Just curious.
So, but I mean that could be incorrect, but
Mhm.
I mean, also like Adam wants to go to the assembly, and we have people in the assembly and the Senate. This is
Who know
something
the ins and outs. Yeah.
but this is something you should want to put your name on it and stand up for and support and do.
Sure.
It makes your state a better place for the people who live there. At least that's what That's what I believe, right, Adam? That's what I think you believe.
That's that's right. That's right. I think that's a perfect way to put it.
And I mean, we talk about like how much we love Buffalo, we love West New York, how much we want people to live in New York State, and like you want to do things to make the state the best place for people to live and for other people to think the same thing.
Hmm.
Like one of the subreddits I like trolling is the where I'd live.
Oh, yeah.
Where people color the states or provinces or countries or whatever. Some people go by county. A popular offshoot of that is like the different neighborhoods in New York City, but like states, and often New York State is people color red as never. Part of that is people who just assume that it's all New York City.
Yeah.
They're like, that's New York City. I can't
Right.
believe. But and some of it is people are like, oh, well, I love guns. You're like, well, I guess we're not doing anything for you. So like, that's fine. But like, I think you said, hey, here's a state that has single payer health coverage. I think there'd be a lot of people who'd be like, well, maybe it's no
think
longer a
about it.
never.
Right.
Maybe it's not even a reluctantly. Maybe it's a yes or a willing or I'd like to. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
So I know, like if you were say like the Buffalo Niagara Partnership, you owe a lot of your existence to your Blue Cross Blue Shield and Univera.
Well, they'll put out scare tactics. They'll tell people, all the poors are going to come in. They're going to ship poors in and going to bankrupt the state and that
Yeah.
type of thing.
Well, first
Yeah.
of all, as somebody who worked for social service, and when I worked, actually before I worked for social service, I worked in
The poors.
nonprofit and worked in homeless agencies.
Yeah.
In like 2010, that was already happening.
Oh, sure.
Ohio, like we would get people who like had been living in like Cleveland or Columbus, and they hit the cap on the Ohio State, like their temporary assistance. And so like their last day, they would just buy them a bus ticket and ship them up to Buffalo
Mhm.
and give them the address to social services and say, this is where you live now.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
And like I said, that was like
So we augment.
2010.
We augment other states' services in other ways than just like paying federal tax. Then, right?
Yeah, so we augment it in all the different ways. Like
Yeah.
they send people up here, and we also send our money to them.
Yeah. Why? How about that?
So
Well, we're gonna change all that. That's for sure.
and we're gonna start with firing Kevin Adams.
Oh,
But it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Yeah,
having
yeah.
me.
Real quick, who's your pick on Sunday? Bills or Jags?
Oh, I'm seriously worried.
I'm
I
worried.
don't know if I'm seriously worried about that one. I think if you put a gun to my head, I'd say Jags.
I'm kind of at that space too. I'm in that headspace. By you, Diamond
Yeah.
Jim.
All I care about right now is Indiana football.
Okay.
I am on a school that has always been dog shit at football,
Okay.
beating the shit out of Alabama. I'm not going to pay attention to the NFL until like the Super Bowl now.
What do you think?
That is crazy.
Do you think? Well, going back to the Bills game, do you think it makes it more or less exciting that they may not have a kicker?
Like the Bills or the entire NFL?
The Bills.
Oh, I mean, I think it makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Maybe this is proof. Like this is finally where like the analytics, the stats nerds were like, you should be going for it all the time, anyways.
Yeah.
Always go
That's
for
right.
2.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
All right,
Yeah,
Adam.
let you go.
Feel better.
Feel better.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Too. All right. Well, Diamond Jim.
Yeah.
I think we've reached the call-in segment of the live stream.
Yes.
I don't know how long we'll sit here and wait for a call because there's only one person watching.
Well, to get on the phone.
Yeah. Well, I got to put the number up. So give me a
Okay.
second.
Yeah. Maybe it's that person who texted me that Trump needs money.
That'd be funny.
And on the phone with us today, Nick Langworthy. All right. What's I just got an email that something I ordered just arrived.
Yeah, I saw the
The
UPS guy stop by. So,
yeah, it's because I'm a victim of downstate influence.
yeah.
So I ordered something from the MoMA Design Store.
Oh, what'd you get?
I got a coffee pot.
Ooh, how fancy.
Yeah.
I noticed you're wearing your Ebbets Field hat today.
I am.
It's a Bison's hat, vintage Bison's hat. Almost looks like Detroit.
Yeah, I've actually pretty much everybody who's seen it. I'll tilt my head even but anybody who's seen it was like, oh, I didn't even realize you're a Tigers fan. I was like, it's a B. It's the 1959 Buffalo Bison's
That's
logo.
right.
And so people are like, that's cool. It feels a lot like I'm explaining my Halloween costume to people.
My question is, how could you be a Detroit fan after their collapse this year? They were crushing it, and they completely shit the bed.
I mean, I like Tarek Schoolball. How
Yeah.
can you not?
Right. Yeah.
And
true.
I've really always had a soft spot in my heart for Lou Whitaker.
Okay.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, I was as a kid. I remember the '80s, and Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker.
I barely remember the 80s.
Those guys playing second and short for the
Sure.
Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Big deals. I mean, I remember when Cecil Fielder
Cecil.
blew up. Now it turns out it seems like he's pretty much a shithead.
Is that right? I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know much about his personal life.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
No, I heard like he was basically like an absentee father for Prince.
Oh, that's terrible.
And not just because he was living in Japan for a while.
Yeah.
And again, maybe I got that wrong. Somebody in the
Yeah.
comments let me know. If you Cecil Fielder call in next time.
Poor Prince.
Or
Not
Prince,
Not the
Fielder.
artist.
Yeah, or
Prince Fielder.
Prince Fielder or Prince the artist. Call in next time. Feel free. I've gotten a lot of like, Tigers, and then I was like, no, it's a B, and then crazy enough, that's where it's like people are like,
And then
oh,
people are like this, right?
they're-
After you say it's a B.
they're like, Birmingham, like they immediately assume like it's not. There's no way it's a Buffalo hat.
And they're talking to you in this area?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And when
Alright.
when people say Birmingham, I like, do you mean like Alabama or like Northern England? Which one do you think I'm at now?
It's a footy hat.
It's a Peaky Blinders hat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. 1959. But so this Ebbets Field, they just had a big sale.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I got
Yeah.
some Bison stuff too.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I got-
Repping the Jays right now.
I finally got the email that the stuff's on its way.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Jays making some moves this week, huh?
yeah.
Wow, big spenders.
Mhm.
They are buyers right now. That's going to make them tough. They got good manager. They're up in their roster.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think's going to happen with Bo Bichette?
I mean,
They got to sign him, right?
yeah. I think yeah.
I would. My heart would hurt if he left.
Yeah. Although I do like, with Skeens being in Buffalo last weekend
Oh yeah.
to hang out with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I think start the rumors that he was actually also he was in Buffalo on his way back from Toronto.
You think so?
Well, we should say that.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Is he like? I mean, he's still under contract, right?
Yeah, but like he's one of those guys where like like Scuba like this talk about the Tigers trading him
Yeah. Right.
because they're like we're not going to be able to afford to keep him.
So he's getting ready.
So
in
like
other words.
they start to get ready like where you could trade him.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe like certain I don't know how many baseball teams like players have a lot of like expensive like no trade contracts. I have to imagine, by the way, like if you were say like Jason Robertson and Adam Fox going back to the USA Hockey thing,
Yeah.
your no trade clause now says wherever Bill Guerin is employed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
What a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was working on stuff when you were talking about that, and I couldn't. That was unbelievable to me how they could leave him off. I don't understand.
I mean even like when Minnesota was here in Buffalo during the winning streak,
Yeah.
and he said something like, "Yeah, well, Tage might make it,"
Huh.
and I'm like, what an insane thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we just want a bunch of bruisers. Oh yeah, we want to go to the Olympics and finish 12th.
Yeah. I hope Canada wins. I'm pulling for Canada.
I mean, I always pull. I love like when Sweden or Finland pull it out.
Yeah.
Like because like we just the expectation is that like
Yeah, that'd be huge.
it's it's gonna Canada.
Well, we got Sabres on their teams too.
Yeah, the expectation right
Down
in
with
these
that.
international tournaments usually U.S., Canada, Russia when they're allowed to participate,
Right.
and then like maybe the Czech Republic is fourth, usually, and then Sweden or Finland, they're really good, but we never expect them to actually win.
Shows you Russia's lack of commitment to hockey, huh?
Yeah.
My God.
Yep.
Was it worth it?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Was it worth it, Vladimir?
Yeah. Loser.
VP.
I don't know. What do you want to give these jabronis 5 more minutes to call in?
Yeah, we'll give people a little bit more time.
We've got no one watching right now. So
Okay.
I don't know. Shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Sports. I don't know. We're a sports podcast now. We always said we weren't, but
Yeah.
that was then. This is now.
Yeah. You know what I got into a Wikipedia hole about last night?
What is that?
Danger Mouse. Do you remember that show?
Well, yeah. So I remember the musician, and
Okay.
I remember that show. It was a white mouse. It was British.
Yep.
And it was one of those shows where at the end they had the River Thames
Yes.
at the end.
Yeah, because
And it would be
like his headquarters was underneath like a standalone like post office box
yeah.
in London.
That's right.
So it was
It's a pretty sick show.
It was it was
They
actually
had all
like,
kinds of hot technology.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was based like semi like James Bond type of like satire.
Yeah.
And Count Duckula was an offshoot of that show.
Count Duckula. That's right. I was remembering there was a 1-2 punch.
Yeah. But there
animation,
actually
yeah.
were British cartoons that Nickelodeon showed.
Yeah, that's how I remember.
That's I didn't get a
Mhm.
chance to watch them on BBC very often, but I did watch them on
Mhm.
Nickelodeon growing
Mhm.
up.
That's where I watched them.
I loved Danger Mouse.
back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and
Pretty good.
I also when I was a younger kid, I had a lot of Danger Mouse and Count Duckula comic books.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you find those?
I would go. There was like in one of the little plazas by my parents' house. There
Yeah.
was a guy who owned like a little convenience store.
Mm.
Like in a city, you would call a bodega.
Oh, yeah, right.
Except he didn't make sandwiches that I remember. But he had the spinning like metal rack that you had comic books in.
Yeah, which you don't see anymore.
No.
Which I love that.
Yeah.
I love the spinning racks. One of my favorite things growing up was news stores.
Yes.
You'd have like a wall of candy,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd have a whole bunch of comic books and magazines.
Yeah.
And then there was the one section
Mhm.
where you kind of peeked at.
Yep.
But you couldn't go over and flip through.
Yeah. That's the Sour Patch Kids section.
Right.
But-
or garbage patch,
Yeah.
perhaps, depending on your fetish.
He also always had a video game, like a arcade game.
Oh,
in
so
the
you could
front.
just play there?
Yeah. So like
Okay.
I would my friends and I would go. He had I remember he had the original Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh, a quick aside. You ever go into Hills and play like Super Nintendo and
Yes.
eat popcorn and then play so much you shit yourself?
Not that
me either.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. After like my 34th Orange Whip.
I didn't have, my family didn't have the money for Super Nintendo. So
Yeah.
that's where I played Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh yeah, I had a friend who had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I had a Genesis, but
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I bought my own. I saved up my allowance money for like a year and a half to be able to
Yeah.
afford a Genesis.
Nice.
So when I bought my Genesis, I had a Sega Genesis and the Sonic game it came with, and I got real fucking good at that Sonic game because I had no other games.
I didn't have a game console until the N64. That's when I was kind of working then too. Mowing lawns.
But we had an Atari when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But Atari. So this is a wild thing. Like talk about compensation for like jobs, stuff like that. So my father was service manager for a Chevy dealership,
Oh yeah.
and when depending on how like the dealership did, he would earn points, and we would get catalogs with certain things he could buy with these points from Chevy. And I remember
It's
like
kind of like Marlboro points, right?
kind of, except like
But
he
for
just
Chevys,
but it was just for him doing his
for
job,
employees.
additional benefits.
Oh, that's cool.
And like
These are the the perks that you don't get at jobs anymore.
oh yeah,
They don't do jack shit for anyone.
and
These
so
corporations.
one year in the 80s, like the dealership did so well, and he got so much credit
Yeah.
that like my parents got like an all expenses trip for like a week to Hawaii.
Wow. No shit.
But we got an Atari through those points as well.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say we could get an Atari for the kids who go to Hawaii,
Yeah,
and that's an obvious.
yeah,
choice for you.
That's. I'm surprised about like, well, we'll send the kids to Hawaii, but it's just one ticket.
But we'll get the Atari.
We'll get the Atari.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime of value there.
Play
The
Space
Atari
Invaders. Yeah.
and the one-way ticket to Hawaii. We'll see how these kids like spam.
God dang.
But and actually the Atari was the first time I ever got yelled at for swearing
Oh, is that right?
because I had seen my parents play
Yeah.
and they would get mad and call things bastards.
Yeah.
And so I got mad playing like some like Yar's Revenge or some bullshit and said a bastard. And my mom was like, "Where'd you hear that word?" I was like, "Well,
Wait, how can they get mad at that?
I mean, I don't think they necessarily realized that they were saying it."
Well, luckily, because of that particular situation,
Mhm.
that event, you no longer swear.
Yes. And
You learned your
never
lesson.
Yep. Yep.
That
Never,
point on.
never swear.
Mm-hmm.
And also, since that, my parents have never talked to me since then.
That must be tough. How are holidays?
Yeah, it's very strange because because I'm also like a vampire where I need to be invited in, so I just stand on their front porch for a couple hours before I give up and go home.
Do you have cigarettes and beer with you?
Yeah, well, it's one of the stops on the performance cigarettes is right in front of my parents' house.
Do they throw pieces of stale bread out the window for you?
No, they throw it just on my reach on top of the roof.
Well, it's a ranch. You can get on the roof, right?
That's also
Hopefully, it lands in the gutter.
They do buy me a Christmas gift every year, but
Oh,
they
wow.
also throw it on the roof just out of my reach. So if you drive down Central Avenue in Lancaster, there's like 35 years of presents up there.
Yeah. That's not a decoration.
Yeah,
Those are actual
and-
presents.
and they know what they're doing buying that Teflon wrapping paper. They know it's going to be up there for a while.
And that actually is a real Santa coming down to collect the gifts
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give to somebody
Yeah.
else. Someone, I guess, ostensibly more deserving. I don't know how Santa works.
So and we had a Nintendo too.
Oh, like a first gen?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Duck Hunt.
yeah, like an
Mhm.
8-bit Nintendo.
We got one of those 2 years after the Super Nintendo
Mm.
ran. That's right. I remember playing Duck Hunt.
Yeah,
Duck Hunt
But
and Mario.
again, like so Genesis, I started to get more games, but I always got
Mhm.
like games that were like definitely on clearance because they were terrible,
Yeah.
or that like nobody ever heard of. Which
Yeah.
some of them might be worth money now because like they didn't sell.
Oh, like the ET game.
Well, I mean, I was thinking like for Super Nintendo, there was that Earthbound game.
Oh, okay.
That is famous, like very, very valuable because
ET was Atari.
it sold terribly, so they pulled most of the copies, but it actually was a pretty good game.
Oh, no shit.
If you play Super Smash Brothers, there's I think even on the first one, there's a kid you can unlock who has a baseball bat.
Mm.
He's from Earthbound.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, so Genesis, like I ended up having like maybe like 10 games.
Yeah, my buddy had a Genesis, so I played Sonic.
But other than I had one NHL game, the only other games I had were like games that never cost more than like $5 or $6 because they were like the clearance rack.
Right on.
That was the same thing with like the Nintendo.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, adjusted for inflation, I think games were they more expensive than adjusted for inflation? Probably. I mean, they're getting up there now again.
Yeah,
There was a point where they're pretty reasonable.
yeah. I mean, I think just for inflation, they were very expensive back then.
Yeah.
But then like they became one of those things where like, oh, video games are just $50,
Right.
and so they get stuck there for a very long time.
Yes, right.
And luckily, like all the growth in technology was allowing them to kind of stay at that level. But that's no longer the case.
Yeah.
I did have like cousins who had a ton of Nintendo games. Like I didn't own Tecmo Super Bowl. I played it a lot
Mm-hmm.
at friends or cousins' houses.
Yeah, for sure.
It's one of my favorite stories I think about sometimes was I was at a friend's house late at night doing a sleepover and we were playing Tecmo Super Bowl and I was the Packers
Oh,
and I intercepted his pass and I ran it back for a touchdown
wow.
and he was very mad and like kind of through tears he said, like I can't believe you got scored on by some name named Eugene, and because it was Eugene Robinson, and I said, "Oh, my middle name is Eugene. I'm named after my dead grandfather."
That mad about Tecmo Bowl, huh?
Yeah.
To the point of tears?
Well, I think mostly because I was terrible, and so like it was, he had really screwed up at that point for that I had
see.
that I personally had done that to him.
Wow. Still though, I mean that's I don't know. I guess people get mad about Madden, right?
Yeah,
Nowadays.
I mean we were also like 12, so it's a little bit different.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know.
yeah,
I don't
it's-
know.
So
I don't know nothing about that.
it's not like he was like 46 and crying about Tecmo Super Bowl.
I guarantee you there are 46-year-olds out there.
Yeah,
who cry about Tecmo Bowl.
especially about Eugene.
Eugene.
Yeah.
I'm right. Eugene, the Green Bay Packer.
Eugene Levy when he played on the Green Bay Packers.
I didn't know he played.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to have the build for it. Was he special teams? Or
No, you so fast. You
No
wouldn't.
shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's
So he was like doing that and Second City all at the same time?
yeah. What's the if he had the wind at his back, especially, it would catch his eyebrows and just.
Well, so Second City, what is that? Oh no, he was not Second City, right? He was in Toronto at the time.
Yeah, but it was SCTV.
It was SCTV is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So what's the drive from there to Green Bay?
Well, again,
Is that
like,
doable?
once the wind catches his eyebrows, just like the wind.
Like that Patrick Swayze song.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mhm.
I miss Swayze. I really miss that guy. Gone too soon.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Swayze movie?
It's got to be Roadhouse, right?
I don't think it has to be. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Tu Wong Fu.
Oh, that's okay. That's a great pick.
Yeah. He was incredible in that
Yeah,
movie.
I guess Tu Wong Fu would be like. I'd put it like. I might put that actually above Roadhouse. I do really like Roadhouse.
You watch Ghost?
It's okay.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Incredible performance in
yeah.
that movie. I got to hand it to her there. Got to give it to her.
I don't like Dirty Dancing.
You don't like Dirty Dancing?
No.
I'm okay with it.
No, see, you know, I like
What's
Dirty.
your problem with it though?
Because
It's like progressive, right?
yeah, no. In my head, Jerry Orbach is the detective from Law and Order,
Yeah.
and he's amazing.
Okay.
And so I don't like anything that makes him look bad.
But he comes around at the end. He's
Yep.
redeemed.
Yeah, no, it's too late. He's because he's Lenny Briscoe right from the jump, as far as I'm concerned.
No, you got to have room for redemption in your heart.
Mm.
For him, at least.
He's Lenny Briscoe is always great, no matter what part of the Catskills he's in.
All right. I don't know.
What about
Those
Point
are-
Break?
Point Break, yes, but not the remake.
Yeah,
Got to be the
I
original.
mean, same thing with Roadhouse.
Because my boy Keanu's in there too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't front with Keanu. I haven't seen a Keanu film that I don't like.
Yeah, that's. I made a Keanu joke the other day. Oh, it's my nephew is working for FTA,
Oh, right.
and
Keanu was on the bus.
well, Amanda made a joke about like if you ever get on the bus and you're like, hey, you have to maintain this amount of speed, and you see Dennis Hopper or Sandra Bullock, get worried.
Yeah, right.
But not if it's Keanu. I said, yeah, because he might just be making a follow up to Henry's Crimes
yeah,
or Henry's
man.
Crime. Yeah,
Henry's Crime.
yeah.
Right.
You ever see that?
No,
Are you familiar with it?
I'm actually not. I was going along with
Oh,
the bit.
so
but-
it was filmed in Buffalo.
That's right. I knew he filmed something in Buffalo, and that was it.
Yeah. So
Yes, I knew that because my friend drove him around in a limo.
he
He was doing limo driving. On
based
the
off
side.
of the
Yeah.
opening, it looks like kind of essentially he lives in like his character, not actual Keanu that I know of, lives in like Old First Ward or Kaisertown area
Okay.
because he's taking like the 190 South downtown.
Was there a bowling alley involved in the film?
I don't remember a bowling alley. What I remember is that like
Tap
he
dancing.
was working on like Main Street, basically at like one of the theaters,
Right.
and was going to tunnel underground into the M&T, the Gold Dome building, to rob the bank.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
not
Another
necessarily-
bank robber film.
yeah, not necessarily because of his own volition. I think like he had a reason for doing it.
Oh, okay.
I remember watching it and only vaguely paying attention.
Well, we had a movie star on just a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
Adam was in a film
yeah,
not too long ago,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, with the Del Toro film they filmed here.
That's right.
So what was that called?
Fuck if I remember.
The Bradley Cooper All Stars.
That's right.
Something Alley,
Yes. Something Alley.
Diagon, Nightmare,
There we go. Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley, Diagon Alley,
We'll look it up.
Calgon Alley.
Del Toro. Adam's gonna hate us for this.
Yeah.
That we don't remember the film he was in. Nightmare Alley.
It was Nightmare Alley? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he got a SAG card, so I don't think it matters that much.
Actors without SAG cars don't matter. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
That's
that's
offensive.
explicitly what I'm saying.
Golly.
If you don't get a credit for it, I don't think you can add it to your filmography. I mean, I guess you could. People do have uncredited, but it's usually people who chose to be uncredited.
That SAG card really gets you places. You
Yeah.
know that? You get rate.
Yeah, you can go into any Sizzler.
You Where is there a Sizzler now?
I think they're reopening some.
Are they?
Yeah, they're
mean-
bringing them back.
Are there some in Canada, or am I thinking of Swiss Chalet? I
That's
always
Swiss
get the two
Chalet.
confused.
That's Swiss
Okay.
Chalet. No, the
Swiss Chalet.
Sizzler is more like a Midwest thing.
Swiss Chalet had some good chicken when they were around here.
Yeah,
I haven't been to one since they closed
Yeah, you
down
can
in Blaisdell.
get because there's still some open in Canada, and you can get packets of like the rib and chicken seasoning
Damn,
and make like the marinade at home for yourself.
maybe I should try that.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
I love Swiss Chalet.
Pretty good.
Um,
Yeah, now it's some like fake Irish bar down there,
mhm.
Blaisdell. Should be Swiss Chalet.
There
still.
was a Swiss Chalet in Lancaster too, on Transit Road near George Urban, by where like Texas Roadhouse is now.
Oh, okay. Is Texas Roadhouse still there? I thought they closed.
Well, I mean, I haven't been there in a long time. So like where Texas Roadhouse is now, that is me saying last time I drove by there in 2014.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What doesn't Lancaster have, huh?
Yeah,
God,
that's-
they got it all down there.
yeah, you can't stop.
Can't stop. Speaking of, this is more Depew than Lancaster, similar area. I was at Sal's Wings
Oh yeah.
watching the game last Sunday.
Oh nice.
Yeah, so visiting the in-laws.
Oh,
Pretty good.
I gotta get back to sales soon.
God, I love Sal's. You
Well,
know, we for a few years we went during Christmas and we didn't do that this year.
No,
I
well,
forgot all about it. We were too damn busy.
maybe we should move it to another holiday that we can always make it to.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, I was gonna say President's Day, but Groundhog's Day.
Okay. Well, that's coming up.
Yeah.
All of those are coming up.
Yeah. But I was actually Lancaster. Your friend is on the library board there now, besides my mom. Ryan Togren
Oh, yeah.
got elected to the library board there.
Boy, he's in the mix in so many things.
Yeah.
I wish I had the capacity to do things. He's married, father of 2 kids, and does all. And he's like involved in our union too, UUP.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a guy. He's just I don't know where he gets the energy from.
He is.
Golly,
He
he impresses me.
I think because this is Wednesday. Yeah, so tomorrow is his first board meeting as a newly elected library board member.
Wonderful.
So,
What are the perks that gets you?
you got something else to put on your CV.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Your mom never got any freebies?
No.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, they just the longer you're there, they just ask you to do more and more volunteering and more stuff.
No shit. Well, it's something to believe in and something
Yeah.
to work towards for the community.
So,
You know,
'cause
we
my
need
mother-
more people who are active that way.
I mean, my mother's been on the board. It's I think it's 6-year terms.
Yeah.
So I think she's up next year, 2027, and it'll have been 24 years. She's her 4th term, I think.
Okay.
It's a pretty long stretch.
You don't even get access to like some space, like reserving space or something like that.
No, not really.
Common area.
I mean, yeah, because they have all their meetings and the commonly reserved, like the publicly available space to like to reserve
So
meetings for.
You're saying they ask you to do more and more as time goes on. Like what? Like fundraising or
Well, I mean, no, like
event coordinating?
doing more of like they working with like the Friends of the Library
Okay.
organization, some of the oversight. Like now, there's only 6 library board members, and
Yeah.
there are 4 executive positions.
Okay.
So more often than not, you are holding one of the executive positions.
Yeah.
My mother, like I said, she's been there. She's got 2 years, so 22 years. I think basically every year for like the last 20 years, she's held either president, treasurer, or secretary. She's very rarely been vice president because vice president, like as all vice presidents, especially at M&T Bank, you do nothing.
Right.
But yeah, president, treasurer, or secretary.
Hmm.
She's currently secretary.
Do you need qualifications to be treasurer?
No, if that was the case, then they wouldn't be able to use most of the people they get there.
I feel like you gotta know some bookkeeping, right?
They don't have a lot of expenditures.
Okay.
They have a fair amount of money coming in, and they don't
Yeah.
have a lot of expenditures because like it's still a building that's owned by the town and funded a lot by the county system.
I gotcha. That's
So
right.
they get
Okay.
like money given to
So
them.
that's all on the county side. That
Yeah,
major
and
stuff.
so like they kind of spend it, but like even when they want to spend money, we've talked about this on the podcast a couple years ago when they were trying to spend money.
Yeah.
If they want to do anything that's like related to the building, the town owns the building, so they need town approval. The town has to send it out for RFPs and that stuff. Like so, it's not even something they can do quickly.
Gotcha.
Like if they wanted to buy chairs, sure, but like even when they wanted to paint the break room, they needed the town to send it out for RFP.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that debacle. That's right.
So, but yeah, no, Togren's on the board now.
Congrats, Ryan.
There's actually only 5 members on the board right now because one of the Republicans, I know, had to resign. He's been having health issues for
Is it a
years.
3-3 thing?
Yeah, it's 3 and 3.
Okay.
And it's always two at a time, one for each at a time.
Yeah.
And so, but he had to resign. He's been having health issues for years, and it's finally got to be too much. And with Ryan on the, so Ryan's the youngest member of the board.
Yeah.
The second youngest member of the board is my mother, who is 68.
Okay. It's a big gap.
And the board president is 80.
So, okay.
It's like, it's like the U.S. Senate,
so
where you've got
yeah.
you've got one young person,
Yeah.
and then a bunch of people in their 60s, 70s, or early 80s.
So each member has 20-year gap in between.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess. Is that what you're saying?
No, there's 5. Actually, I think the second youngest member is actually the actual Republican on the board,
Okay.
Melissa Heath. She's got to be in her 50s, so she's definitely the second youngest.
Yeah. Okay. 10-year gap.
So, but yeah, the Republican resigned. So if you're listening, or if you're going to listen to this afterwards, or somebody tells you about it because you're on Grok and we have them using this as answers to AI.
Brock.
The board gets to a point to fill the vacancy. So they need to find a registered Republican who lives in Lancaster who gives a shit about libraries.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. So, so they're going to be recruiting for that. So anybody out there who knows any registered Republicans in Lancaster who give a shit about libraries.
You ever think about becoming a secret like Democrat, but registering Republican to thwart their plans?
I will tell you, when I switched over from Republican to Democrat,
Right. Yeah.
because I had worked for Ralph Moore, there were some Democrats who thought that that's actually what I was doing. That I was a secret Republican who registered with the Dems
Wow.
to infiltrate the Dems. So
No, I mean, usually you're a Dem and then you ruin your reputation somehow, and then the only place that'll accept you is the Republican Party,
right.
Because that's where all the shitbags go to die.
Well, so it would work out if I was a secret Republican, because then I could I have free reign to eventually get caught being a shithead,
To get canceled, yeah.
and then just go where I secretly was always the entire time.
Well, what do you think, Diamond Jim?
I think we can call it. I think maybe what we should do is we can, if you end up watching this afterwards or whatever, like we can do a better job promoting it next time.
Yeah. We this is kind of trial run.
Yeah.
It's like what I like to call a soft opening, like in the restaurant biz. So trial and error.
Yeah.
We had a little glitch in the middle, right? Had some hardware issues on my PC, but we got through it. So, all right. Well, thanks for listening to us blather on.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
We'll try it again later.
Yep.